The Ram 1500 street truck has now finally arrived, and it is at an eye-watering price of $100,000. I'll repeat that again. A Ram 1500 Lord, basically a Bighorn, is $100,000. And this right here just blows my mind that Ram still has not gotten the picture that they need to stop making $100,000 trucks and start making trucks that are closer to the $50,000 range. And this truck right here, I want to talk about this because this right here is giving me bad juju that other trucks are going to come out, especially the Ram TRX, is not going to be very, very cheap. And probably going to be on the high end of expensive given the stuff done to this truck. So I want to talk about in this video, this truck, the TRX, and what the freak is going on with the 392 Hemi that we were told from some people that would be in the truck. So we're going to talk about all that stuff in this video right now. Okay, I'm over 52,000 friends, and the 56% of you guys who watch these videos over and over again and haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Now, this truck right here is something that me and TK's Garage, we've been talking about for months now, and we've been going over and over and over again talking about the truck, and that we've been hearing that it's been coming along, and now here it goes, and yet we was right again. But we were going off some information from a couple different people, right? We had one camp of people telling us that, yeah, the 392 Hemi is going to debut in a Ram street truck, and the other people talking about that, yeah, you know, the 392 Hemi is basically going to be in their higher trims. So it's like we got two pieces of information, put them together, and that's why, you know, I was kind of under the assumption, especially seeing like those gold tow hooks and stuff, that yeah, based off the 392 Wrangler and stuff, that yeah, this would be a 392 street truck. But I'm going like, I guess we're going to see these 392s from what other people was telling us that, yeah, they're going to be in the higher trims, like the limited and the actual tungsten models, which I'm going like, Ram, you got to stop making very, very expensive vehicles. Like no one is buying $100,000 Ram street truck. I mean, you're going to have a few people, yeah, they're going to do that crap, but I don't think you're going to see a ton of orders for this. Because this truck at the end of the day, look at this graphic right here, it's a Bighorn with a night edition package and basically about $45,000 worth of add-ons. And those add-ons are basically just the supercharger kit is like $10,000, a ride take lowering kit is like $4,000 or $5,000, and then a matic flow exhaust is probably like $1,500, $2,000 and stuff. So I mean, you're looking at maybe 20 grand worth of add-ons, but then you got another 20 grand probably going to Fox Shocks for them putting this truck together and stuff, right? So this truck is way, 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 way too expensive. And I mean, I'm just gonna say, my dear friend Tim, I'm just gonna say that maybe getting Fox Shocks involved in this partnership for them to go build this truck and all that logistics stuff, I don't think it should have happened because Ram has a pricing problem. Ram went for second place in full-size truck sales. Then when Cause of Virus came about and started jacking up prices and stuff, Ram sales have gone down like this ever since. Every single year, Ram has lost market share. Ram is on the verge of being the fourth best-selling pickup truck brand in the country because you got Ford #1, you got Chevy at #2, and then right now, Ram is still losing position, and they're in third place, and then you got GMC that is going very, very, very steep level going up into the third place spot. So you're about to have Ford and then General Motors having Chevy and GMC being #2 and #3 behind Ford, which technically, if you put both together, they'll probably beat Ford. And then Ram's gonna be in last place. And Ram's gonna be in last place because they are too expensive. Out of all the brands, Ram has the oldest engines and then have prices that is like pretty much more expensive than the other brands. It's just crazy to think that Ram still has not learned the lesson of stop making trucks near $100,000. And that gives me bad juju for the TRX coming out, that I think that Ram is probably going to go and price the TRX probably close to the Raptor R price instead of pricing down low, maybe like 80 grand in order to bring in a ton of sales. And I'm going like, man, if they bring back a $100,000 TRX, it's not going to sell well. But let me switch gears and talk about this truck for a second, right? There are a lot of problems with this actual model because Like I said, if you look at the document, this truck is a bighorn. $100,000 for a bighorn. So that means with this truck, that base being a bighorn, that there's a lot of technology that's in this truck that's not in there anymore for $100,000, right? Because typically for $100,000, you're going to be missing out on some features that's literally standard on the limited and the tungsten, right? You have no heads-up display. You have no adaptive cruise control. You have no hands-free driving. You have no ventilated front seats. You have no, what was the other thing that's missing on there? The 14-inch radio and stuff. You get the 12-inch radio, but not the 14-inch radios. So there's a lot of technology in there that you would expect from a $100,000 vehicle that is not there. So to me personally, I would rather see a street truck like the one that Ford has, right? Because Ford has the Lobo package that based off the SCX, but it's like not outside of the realm of being practical, right? That Lobo from Ford is literally $60,000, $30,000 cheaper than this truck right here, right? So me, myself personally, I would rather for you go buy a Lobo, go right over to the parts department and go pay the dealership to go install a supercharger kit on there, right? But next year, like, let's say it's 15 grand. Let's say it's 15 grand to go get the supercharger kit from Ford. You can literally go get a 700 horsepower Lobo for $70,000 to $75,000 and still save almost $20-some thousand compared to this Ram 1500 lowered. It's just crazy how Ram just does not get the pricing right. I mean, like the Durango is a great situation where usually the Durango, they took pricing to heart because they knew they needed to drop the price. So Dodge got it right. You can get a GT real cheap. You can get a Durango RT 392 for under 50 grand. Then they dropped the prices of the Durango Hellcat in what the $70,000 range. So you got plenty of stuff going right with the Durango, but these other vehicles does not make any sense. Because that's why I wanted a 392 in a street truck. Because if you can get a Durango RT, a 3-row SUV for under $50,000, why can you not get a Ram 1500 that has around 455 horsepower with a 302 in there for right around the same price? We should have been able to get a Ram 1500 street truck for right around $50,000 to $55,000. That's, to me, what Ram's sweet spot should have been. But the pricing within Stellantis, it just does not make any sense across the board. How can you get a Wrangler 392 for like $100-some thousand, but you can go get a 3-row SUV for less than $50,000? So you can buy 2 Durango 392s for the price of 1 Wrangler 392, or you can get 2 Durango 392s for the price of 1 Ram 1500 street truck. The pricing structure does not make sense. And let me tell you another glaring issue. The biggest issue with this truck is the warranty. You do not get the 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty on this truck. It only gets the standard 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. So for you skipping over buying a limited or a tungsten for $100,000 to get this particular truck, you're robbing yourself of 2/3 of the warranty, because everybody else gets 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty, but you buying this truck, you only get a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty on it, right? And we have no idea, about this supercharger kit, especially for the 5.7 Hemi and stuff. We have no idea how long that's going to last. So you're literally taking a 3-year, 36,000 mile gamble with this truck compared to everybody else. I would have been like, oh man, this truck would have been a decent deal with 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty. But why would a supercharger kit on a 5.7, which we have no indication or no information that the 5.7's internals have been beefed up, that this truck can even handle that much boost for a long period of time? So I'm just saying that there are some glaring issues with this truck, and I wish Ram would have done better with this, right? My sweet spot for the truck should have been $50,000 to $55,000. Undercut Ford's Lobo, especially if they build it off the Express, make a cheap budget one. Hell, and then like the name, the truck's name is Ram 1500 Lord. Like you could have made a street truck version of this, right? And basically hey, Ride Tech, which is owned by Fox Shocks, hey, we want to sell your kit in direct connection store, so we make it a factory option. And then as part of that, our own team are going to basically go and assemble the lowering kit on our own trucks at the plant and we're gonna roll off the assembly line with a new set of wheels. And those new set of wheels are gonna be 22s, just like on the actual, I'm pretty sure the Limited and the Tungsten get 22s. So we're gonna make another wheel design that's gonna be fitting for this Lord, Ram 1500, and the Tungsten and the Limited. So that way we can cost share these particular parts. So, I mean, I would have loved for the truck to have been a Lord 392 with an RT badge on it and stuff for 55 grand. I think that would have been Ram's sweet spot. And that's, I guess I have too high of an expectation and stuff. And this right here just is a prime example of, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Do you guys think this truck is actually gonna be a seller? Are people gonna go line up and pay $100,000 for this truck? Because I guarantee you, since this truck has the limited supplies available and stuff, that dealer's gonna mark up $5, $10, $15, $20,000 to get one of these trucks with a 5.7 Hemi for $100,000. Like, it just blows my mind. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. And until the next time, I'm just questioning things. I'm out.